Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Is anyone out there?
Another salesperson enduring the endless search. Exhausting. If you want to get right to the right conversations, you need LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Whether you're looking for new leads or strengthening existing relationships at your top accounts, get right to the right conversations with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Try LinkedIn Sales Navigator now with a free 60-day trial at linkedin.com/trial. That's linkedin.com/trial.
Terms and conditions apply!
That's your money saying it's time for a McDonald's run. Because with new McValue at McDonald's, you get more than you expect. Like buy a 6-piece McNuggets and add a McChicken for just $1. Your money says let's go. Get more than you expect with new McValue. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
What did the NFL draft tell us about the Eagles roster going forward into 2025? Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your Philadelphia Eagles right here on the Eagles Pinpoll Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me hosting Trending in the AM daily on the STT Sports Network live at 8 a.m. I've got today's episode linked below. I'd love you to join in and bring your thoughts and opinions on everything I discussed here, along with everything else that's going on in Philadelphia sports. And we're now a couple days removed. It's Tuesday. It's the 29th of April. We're a couple days removed from the NFL draft ending. And while the draft is over, we actually can learn a little bit about the story that this offseason has told us so far about the team and some of the key holes left on this team after free agency, or some of the question marks that this team may have. And what I'm talking about is 4 positions specifically: safety, defensive tackle, right guard, and linebacker. Let's start with linebacker right off the bat. Jahad Campbell, the top pick of the Eagles there, the first pick overall by the Eagles at number 31. Does that tell us something about linebacker Nakobe Dean going forward? The Eagles were very aggressive trying to get Jahad Campbell on this team. Rumors that they tried to move up as high as pick 22 to get him while he started to drop. Now, technically on the depth chart of the Eagles, Nakobe Dean is still listed ahead of Jahad, but Nakobe Dean is recovering from a very serious injury. He's going into the last year of his rookie contract. Jahad Campbell, I project, will start day one next to Zach Vaughn at linebacker. And drafting and being so aggressive, I know they only traded up one spot, being so aggressive or trying to be aggressive to get him tells me there are still some slight concerns about how Nakobe Dean health-wise will be this year. It doesn't rule out the chance that they extend Nakobe Dean or bring him back after the year, or that he doesn't contribute in 2025. But I think the Eagles definitely showed that after what they saw, what the defense was like under Vic Fangio with extreme talent at linebacker, Zach Vaughn, that getting I keep saying Jabbar. What is wrong with me? Jahad Campbell was an important decision, because they now know you need a strong linebacker. What does it tell you about right guard Tyler Steen and the loss of Mekhi Becton and the fact that the Eagles did not draft any of the top end guard talent in this draft? Now they brought in some unrestricted free agents. They drafted some line depth late in the draft, but they didn't go after, say, a Tate Ratledge or a Marcus Mbao, because the story they are telling us that this is Tyler Steen's job to lose, and that Tyler Steen, going into his third year with the Philadelphia Eagles, will be the starting right guard. Now, there is some depth issues behind him with Kenyon Green and Brett Toth, the only really listed guys behind. But the story they're telling us is that Tyler Steen is the guy. Now, at defensive tackle, obviously the Eagles lost Milton Williams in free agency. Jordan Davis, we're still waiting to hear, at the beginning of May, whether they pick up his fifth-year option, renegotiate his contract, or just let him play out the last year of his contract. We're still waiting to see that right now. But drafting Ty Robinson tells us that they're not sure. That tells us that, the depth they have with Moro Ojomo, along with, Jordan Davis, and Thomas Booker, and even, I guess, distantly Byron Young, that they're pretty content at the defensive tackle position, that they're not concerned about replacing Milton Williams. That Ty Robinson is a guy that's going to help ease the Milton Williams, loss and challenge Jordan Davis for snaps and long-term, position, on this defensive line and safety. That's the big story that's telling me right here. The big story from the draft. Andrew Makuba, who was drafted in the second round by the Eagles, tells me utilizing a second-round pick on a safety. I projected they would take Jalen Reed in round 4. Getting a safety early, while I wanted Malachi Starks, I knew they weren't going to get him. Drafting Andrew Makuba, at that spot tells me that the starting safety is Andrew Makuba, not Sidney Brown, that they don't have faith in this Vic Fangio system that Sidney Brown could be a player yet. And they went out and got a guy that can start day one and play a role similar to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson going forward. Also, just like they didn't draft a right guard to challenge Tyler Steen, they did not draft the cornerback to challenge Keely Ringo for that starting cornerback position out after Darius Slay left. So the story is being told. The story is told that they did draft a tight end. So either Dallas Goedert's going to be here, or they're content with Grant Calcaterra. They're content with, Harrison Bryant and Kylan Granson if Grant Calcaterra or if Dallas Goedert's not on this team. The draft told us a story. The biggest story being right guard, safety, and cornerback, in my opinion. Now, the second wave of free agency began Monday night. I'm recording this Monday night, so no news has come out. The second wave basically means after the draft that no compensatory picks are affected by free agents you sign. We gained some with Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, et cetera. So that second wave, I expect them to add some depth at some of the positions that I still feel they're weak at. Right guard, wide receiver. Honestly, there's some wide receiver depth issues behind our three starters, and Johnny Wilson and Anais Smith. Terrence Marshall was assigned number 46. That's not very telling of him, making the roster in 2025. There are a few places where you need depth or veteran talent on this team. It's a very young team the Eagles have. So I expect them to add more people, not Justin Simmons. We'll save that for another day. But they are going to add more depth on this team in free agency as the second wave unfolds. But the draft told us a story. And the story is there for you to believe. Guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown. We got lots tomorrow. We're going to start breaking down the rest of the NFC East, the Cowboys, the Commanders, Giants. I don't know which order I'm going to go in, whether I cover one team a day, depending on other news that happens with the Eagles. Maybe I'll cover two. But we'll get through the NFC East this week and where I think those teams stand against the Eagles in entering 2025 at this point. But everybody have a great Tuesday. Make sure you check out Trending in the AM Live, linked below. Everybody have a great one. Go Birds. Bubbles up.
Uh-oh. The last cookie.
You can get a new box of cookies in as fast as an hour with Walmart Express Delivery.
Are you my guilty self-conscience?
No, I'm the voice offering you promo code EXPRESS for free delivery on your first order.
Hey, who ate my cookies?
You mean, these cookies?
Order now. Welcome to your Walmart. Promotion valid for first express delivery order. $50 minimum subject to availability. Restrictions apply.
There are people out there all across the country pushing boundaries to grow the game of golf.
Like champion speed golfer Lauren Cupp, who plays faster than anyone else. And Will Lowry, whose work in the golf community inspires more kids to get into the game. As a champion partner of the Masters, Bank of America supports everyone determined to find out what's possible in golf and in life. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC, copyright 2025, Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Spring is here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.